I feel pretty nervous about Godzilla vs. Megalon. I don't want to do another epic rant, guys, but a lot of people hate that movie too. If that movie's that bad, I'm gonna have to do another epic angry rant. Hello everybody, it is Shelby Townsend again. I'm sorry, my pug is just worried about it. I'm sorry about him barking. But, welcome back to my Godzilla movie review series once again. And, we are going to be taking a look at Godzilla vs. Megalon. As you know, as I finally watched, I was afraid to rant on it, but unfortunately, this is going to be another rant, but it's not an epic rant because this movie didn't make me as angry as All Monsters Attack and stuff, but it's still going to be an angry rant, not an epic rant or just a rant. It's going to be a rant, as you know. So so after Godzilla vs. Gigan, Toho had found, there was a kid who's been making some kaiju or anything, Ultraman-like kaiju named Red Aaron. And when Toho saw the thing, the kid got upset. It was a 5th grade kid, and he was so upset because Toho really didn't like it. So, then all of a sudden they decided to just, steal the design and modify it into some Ultraman ripoff. And this movie, there was a misconception that this movie was originally going to be just a solo film, and Jet Jaguar, that's his name, but they decided to throw Godzilla at the last second, and this could either be believing it to market valuing, or maybe Toho thought that Jet Jaguar didn't work for the movie too much. At first, I thought this was true until I saw Firewood Media's video, shout out to him, and he said it was a misconception and it just is not true. This movie was planned to be a Godzilla movie, but it feels like it was originally going to be a Jet Jaguar movie. How was this planned to be a Godzilla movie? And is this movie good? I don't think so. Here we go for this god-awful movie. Nuclear testing devastates the underground kingdom of Seatopia, prompting them to launch their monster god, Megalon, to destroy the surface world. They steal inventor Goro Ibuki's robot Jet Jaguar to guide the attack. However, Jet Jaguar breaks free from the Seatopians' control, grows to Godzilla's size, and travels to Monster Island to summon the king of the monsters for help. The Seatopians then call their allies, the Nubilan aliens, who send the cyborg monster Gigan to aid Megalon. The film culminates in a 4-way battle. Godzilla, Jet Jaguar team up against the tag team duo of Megalon and Gigan. But after the battle ends, Gigan retreats, and then after they hurt Megalon, Megalon returns back to Seatopia, until Seatopia explodes, and Megalon explodes with them. All the Seatopians and Megalon himself die, and then they say goodbye to Godzilla. Jet Jaguar returns to his company, and then they have a walk around, and then the movie ends. So we don't really have so much characters. I mean, all we have is Dr. Goro Ibuki, the scientist who made Jet Jaguar, and you have his older son Hiroshi and his younger son Rokuru, and you also have the bad guy with the gun, I don't know his name, and you have the guy with the facial hair, the beard, I don't know his name either, but he doesn't talk in the movie. You have the Seatopian leader, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, I'm sorry about my voice. So, this movie sucks. This movie sucks. Like, this movie is one of the worst Godzilla movies I've ever seen. Period. But, I would give this. It didn't make me as angry as the other movies, All Monsters Attack and others. But, this movie, it's still a god-awful movie. I still think I'm gonna have to put it in my top 10 worst Godzilla movies. Now, I don't know why, but excuse me, this movie is just a really terrible movie, and it's just so awful. It's just the worst version of Godzilla vs. Gigan. It's a worse version of that movie. Like, it's basically Godzilla vs. Gigan, but with less human characters and a little kid character, and with Megalon and Jet Jaguar instead of Anguirus and King Ghidorah. I mean, this movie is basically just some random Ultraman ripoff car chasing movie. Like, it's some car chase everything. But seriously, this is a Godzilla movie. This is a giant monster movie, not a car chasing robot invention kind of movie. Like, this... Sorry guys, the battery died. But yeah, this is some random Ultraman ripoff movie. Like, it doesn't feel like an actual Godzilla movie. The human characters are just, while I do think their acting is pretty good at times, they're just random human characters. They're so terrible. Like, the two guys are nothing really interesting, like, but the boy is so annoying, and every time he just speaks or just sobs, I just want to deck him in the face. I just want to deck him in the face. Like, the human characters, like, seriously, these three are nothing compared to the human characters from the previous film. Like, seriously. And another thing, there's only 3 characters in the main cast. 3 characters in the main cast. Like, seriously, dude. Like, the last movie had, like, 5 characters. And, seriously, like, how come? And this movie doesn't even have, like, a female character, aside from the Seatopians, you know. But really, this movie doesn't even have, like, one single love interest in it. Now, you know, I am fine with that. Like, really, I'm not really big into adding in female characters, but the no female character thing, I am pretty much fine with that. I mean, but the thing is that there's only 3 main characters in this movie. I mean, look at this. The last movie had female characters in the main cast with only 3 male characters. I mean, if Tomoko and Machiko didn't exist, the last movie would have only had Gengo, Shosaku, and Takaishi. And that movie would have only had 3 main characters and no female characters. But this movie... Like, this movie is not really good at all. Like, the human characters are just so dumb and just annoying. The boy is annoying. Everything. There's one part where, like, Hiroshi is riding on a car and doing car chases with bad guys and stuff. But this is a giant monster movie, not a car chase action movie. What is this, like Cops, the Blues Brothers, James Bond, Pixar cars? I mean, this movie, another thing about this movie is that you see the boy Like, the boy is just a random character. There's one part where he's like riding on a mini cycle. Like, this movie, as for the kaijus in this movie are ridiculous. Like, the kaijus are so ridiculous in this movie. Megalon looks totally ridiculous. Like, look at this thing. He looks so goofy and ugly, and he also looks very lifeless. He's just some guy in a costume. He's already looks like a guy in a costume. Compared to Gigan, his drills for hands and everything, he can't even do anything. Like, all he can do is just use his hands or his beam, and he's using his freaking King Ghidorah beam. Freaking Toho can't afford this new footage and stuff. Yeah, there is stock footage in this movie when Megalon's fighting the military. Like, there's not just a single piece of new footage of the military vehicles. Not even. And they're all taking place either in nighttime or daytime. Like, what? You see, the last movie did the same thing, but at least there were bits of new footage in the last movie. Even Gigan's hooks hitting the plane. In this movie, Megalon, he's basically just fighting a compilation of footage of tanks from other movies. And planes as well. Like, the monster scenes are awful. They're very silly and ridiculous and so irritating. Like, everything, like Megalon, this movie's so irritating. Jet Jaguar, on the other hand, I mean, what is this? He's just some stereotypical android who's just a freaking ripoff of Ultraman. Like, just nothing. He's nothing like a kaiju. He's just some android Ultraman ripoff with more Schwartz. And he's always like, when he's made, you see him have a lot more. He's some kaiju with less roaring and a lot more ka-chow. Yeah, this movie is like everything. The Godzilla costume is not very good. The Godzilla costume looks so ridiculous. Like, look at this thing. This thing looks so awful. At first, I thought it was the same costume used in the other movies, but no, instead, when I looked at this face, like, what is with that face, dude? What is with this face? What is with the face, dude? It looks so goofy and adorable. Like, what kind of face is that? He looks like everything. The Gigan is so ridiculous in this movie compared to how he was in the last movie. His costume, it looks a lot more goofier and more sad and more child-friendly compared to his menacing, skinnier look from the previous film. Gigan looks so ridiculous in this film. The monster fight scenes, like, they're so ridiculous. Like these monster fight scenes, like, basically, it looks more like I'm just watching some kind of costume performance thing. Like, the monster fights look so lifeless. Like, they have the same problem as Raids Again and King Kong vs. Godzilla, as they look so lifeless and they're basically just people on costume fighting. Look, I know all the other Godzilla movies did the same thing, but movies like this, they have it, like, way too much, and that's all you see, other than the slow-paced things. Compare this fight scene to the slow lumbering fight from the previous film. Like, seriously. And they look so goofy. It's like a cartoon in real life, as you remember those baby shows, like everything. And the monsters aren't even acting like monsters. They're acting like children and bullies. Humans. Like, this is a Godzilla movie, not a goofy kids cartoon. This is a Godzilla movie. My god, this is a giant monster movie. Yeah, Ultraman had the same kind of garbage. Like, as it's just lifeless costumes, wrestling, fighting, goofing around. And with nothing scary at all. And everything. You see, the Godzilla movies, the Showa era always had this. But there were some fights that have this problem that I really like. But this fight in this movie is not good at all. And everything. The music. The music by Richiro Manabe. The music is so cheesy and so irritating. The last movie had some Akira Ifukube stock music in it, but this movie has some cheesy jazz from Richiro Manabe. But it doesn't sound like Godzilla music, and there's some goofy sounds like around there. Everything, like the dun 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 dun, or the everything, the Godzilla movies don't have that kind of music. What? That's not fair. But this is a Godzilla movie, not a goofy kids show. This movie sucks. What is this? And Jet Jaguar ends up being like some bumbling fool who can't control himself. Like, he can't really control himself, like, help himself. Fighting Megalon and Gigan. It's so awful. This is so horrible. The plot is pretty dumb. Like, basically, it's more of like a car chasing robot invention kind of action movie rather than an actual Godzilla movie. The St.Playing.Fans from 3 million years, that's interesting. They don't really do anything. They're just underground. They just control Megalon. And Megalon doesn't even seem like a villain. He seems more like a childish kind of goofy monster rather than an actual true villain kind of evil monster. Megalon is so stupid. This movie is so terrible. The St.Playing.Fans and everything. This movie's pretty much a lot like the last movie, as it gives me vibes from stuff like everything, original Star Wars or anything. This movie is not very good at all. This movie is such a worse version of the previous film. As you got Gigan and Godzilla in there, scenes with Gigan and Godzilla taking place in nighttime, and that's the final battle. Another problem is that you can't even really tell if the final battle's even taking place in, like, daytime or nighttime. Like, what is this? Where was the sun? This movie does it worse than the last movie. Because at least the last movie, that was just stock footage from other movies. In this movie, this new footage. And how come it actually went from daytime to nighttime to daytime to nighttime? The editing is so choppy and so terrible. Like, Godzilla and Jet are stuck in the fire, like, in the middle of the fire. You can't even tell what's going on. There's some random shots of Gigan's legs while everything. Godzilla and stuff. There's really just stock footage of people running away from Mothra and Ghidorah or something, and the stock footage of the city being destroyed and everything. There's even a clip of Gigan kicking a bridge when Megalon's kicking a bridge. Instead, they used this freaking shot of Gigan kicking the bridge, and they put Megalon's roar over it. That's not fair, dude. Why can't you film anything? You could tell this movie's rushed, like, way much more rushed than the previous film, than Godzilla Raids Again. While Godzilla Raids Again was, like, rushed in less than 6 months, this movie is rushed in 3 weeks. This has gotta be the most rushed Godzilla movie that has ever been made. You can't be serious, dude. This is not. This is awful. It's a particularly worse version of Godzilla vs. Gigan, and an even worse version of Raids Again. Yeah, because you got this lifeless Godzilla fights. So bad. The most bizarre part in the movie is the part that I did with the music when Godzilla does his drop kick, his flying drop kick. That part. It's the same kind of part. It's the same kind of thing as the Godzilla vs. Hedorah part when he's flying up in the air with his breath. And you have random Richiro Manabe music playing over it. And another thing, you brought back the freaking Godzilla theme. Seriously, it can't be. Why? Shut up, Rambo. Like, this movie, I can't really, there's nothing else there for me to review. This movie is not very good at all. Like, seriously. Any positives? The only positives I had with this movie, oh, I forgot to mention. So this movie, in timeline-wise, like, seriously, this second half isn't doing well with the first half. Like, this second half of Godzilla movies, like, this movie, it doesn't even seem to stay true to the other movies. Yes, there is a reference to the Nebulans, the cockroaches from the previous film, but that makes the movie stay true only to Godzilla vs. Gigan. Not the other movies, because there's not like a single reference to Godzilla or stuff. Any single callbacks and stuff from the first half of the Showa era. This second half isn't doing so well. Like, you could really tell, this is more of a movie about Jet Jaguar. What does this Godzilla stuff have to do with all this Jet Jaguar stuff? And they don't even say anything about Godzilla when they're doing the car chasing action or this bad guy action or anything. They can't even get through timeline right. This movie is not good. They can't even get through timeline right. I can't really sit through this. This movie still doesn't seem canon. It's just three people who feel like stopping bad guys or anything. They just feel like stopping bad guys and stuff. They're not really dealing with kaijus, anything kaiju new. They're more just focusing on their inventing robots or get kidnapped by bad guys. There's one part where Goro and Rokaru get kidnapped in a big giant box or everything. When they fall down, they're absolutely fine. They should have been dead. Yeah, I can't really tell. There's also a shot with Megalon, like, just standing right there, and the effect looks so awful. Like, you could see the cut. Anything good about the movie? Oh, yeah. I would give the movie this. I think there is one thing that this movie did better than the last movie, and probably the first Godzilla movie as well. And it's that they did add a lot more bits of monster action and stuff in there instead of focusing on humans dealing with the monsters that the movie's involving. I would give the movie that. I'll give credit to that. But other than that, this movie is not good. It is such a worse version of the previous film. The previous film had it focused on people who are dealing with the monster that's involving and the Nubulans, the aliens who are controlling the monster, and they have to watch the battles. This movie, it just doesn't feel like a Godzilla movie. It's just goofy, and the humans are dealing with more than they just feel like stopping bad guys or just building a robot and everything. This movie isn't really good. Yeah, as for my final rating, I'm just gonna say, go burn in hell, movie. I'm sorry, there might be things I forgot to mention, but I have to move on. This movie can go burn in hell. This movie is so terrible. I can't really say anything else about this freaking movie. This movie is an awful movie, but it didn't make me as angry as the other movies, but it's still really awful. You can't really tell. I can't. The music is so irritating. The costumes look so goofy and lifeless and too childish. And the human characters are just terrible. Jet Jaguar is so random. A random ripoff. And everything else is nothing but a compilation of military scenes. Yes, I know Godzilla vs. Gigan did that, but still. Really, guys. So yeah, this movie is a bad movie. And yeah, I would say this movie is not as bad as any other movies. Like, seriously, this movie, some people consider this the worst Godzilla movie ever made, or worse than All Monsters Attack as well. But it is the same type of movie as All Monsters Attack. But I wouldn't give it an epic rant comparing it to All Monsters Attack. But still, this movie really isn't good. Yes, it's the same type of movie as All Monsters Attack, as you got some silly, stupid, cheesy, goofy monster fights, lifeless, and an annoying kid character, and irritating music. Yeah, but this movie is not good at all. I mean, this is like the Godzilla Raids Again of this Gigan duology. Yeah, at least in my opinion. And it flopped in the box office. So yeah, the next Godzilla movie, yeah, that was Godzilla vs. Megalon and everything, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is the first Godzilla movie not to have Haruo Nakajima playing Godzilla, since he retired his career after Godzilla vs. Gigan and stuff. So instead, we have a different actor, Shinji Takagi, in the role for Godzilla in this movie. So yeah, so overall, that was Godzilla vs. Megalon. Now, I hope the next Godzilla movie must be better than this film, because a lot of people really like it. So stay tuned when I come for Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And I really hope that that movie's gonna be better, because yeah, you know. So stay tuned. I hope you guys have enjoyed this rant. Remember to rate and subscribe, comment, give your thoughts in this video. I hope to see you guys in the next video when I come back. So take care, everybody. Have a nice time. Goodbye.